The time has finally come. The Undisputed Heavyweight Championship is on the line today in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for the first time since 1999. That was the last time that we had an undisputed heavyweight boxing champion of the world. That's when Lennox Lewis beat Evander Holyfield back in March of 99. And that was the 3-belt era. Of the 4-belt era since the WBO got introduced and started to be recognized around 2004 through 2007, we haven't seen an undisputed heavyweight champion in boxing, and that's why this fight is just so big. It has that big fight feel all week long, without a doubt, and there has been undisputed champions in the 4-belt hour. There's been 9 different guys to be an undisputed champion. 2 of those guys, Naoya Inoue, has been undisputed in 2 different weight classes, and so has Terrence Crawford. And in the past 2 years, there's been 4 different champions that have been undisputed in boxing. I mentioned Inoue. Devin Haney was undisputed at lightweight. Jamal Charlo was undisputed. And then we had Terrence Crawford, of course, who that was the last big undisputed boxing fight. That was back last July in Vegas. That was a big fight build up, but let's be real, it didn't live up fully to the hype of what we expected when we're talking about Crawford and Spence and the 2 undefeated guys. It just didn't really live up to the hype. That's it. So to me, this one is the biggest boxing fight, I think, in the last 15 plus years. As I mentioned, there hasn't been an undisputed heavyweight champion since 1999. The heavyweight champion of the world in boxing has been viewed as the baddest man on the planet back when Mike Tyson held the belt. And guys like Lennox Lewis and Holyfield, as I mentioned, and so many greats before them. Today, the next great will be solidified in the heavyweight boxing division. Will it be undefeated Oleksandr Usyk, or will it be the undefeated great from England, Tyson Fury, who's undefeated at 34-0-1? And as we know, Oleksandr Usyk is 21-0, doesn't have any blemishes on his record. We know he's the former undisputed cruiserweight champion. He knows what undisputed gold feels like, but he's coming into this fight. He weighed in at 223 pounds. It was read out in the local weigh-in wrong at 233 first. He did weigh in at 223. Tyson Fury weighed in at 262, which is one of his his lowest weight in that he's had as of late. The last time he weighed in the low 260s was against Dillian White a couple years ago. He weighed in at 264. We know he came in a lot heavier against Francis Ngannou just a couple months ago. He was 277 in that. A large part is due to switching his nutritionist, going back to the guy that he had back in the first Deontay Wilder fight. So that's great to see. Tyson Fury does look very thin, looks very fit. He looks ready to go for this fight. Some people questioned, did he take Francis Ngannou serious? Before the fight, Tyson said he did. Then after the fight, people are questioning it. I don't really like to get into that, because to me, when you sign the contract, when you weigh in, when you get in the cage or the ring, no matter if it's MMA or boxing, you sign up to fight, and the other person's success, in this case, Francis Ngannou in Tyson's last fight, I don't think his performance should be taken away. Francis was amazing in that fight. Doesn't matter what happened against Joshua. That performance stands on its own. But at Tyson Fury, he did beat Francis Ngannou. It was a controversial finish. I thought in the moment Francis won that fight. Tyson Fury did just enough, like he does sometimes, because he's such a great technical boxer. Although he has the great power, which he didn't show a ton of in the fight against Francis, he's so talented. His footwork is so good, and I think that's a large part why Tyson Fury got the job done against Francis Ngannou. Because let's be real, that was not the best Tyson Fury we have seen. And to me, he lucked out in that because if we remember, they signed the Oleksandr Usyk fight to fight Tyson Fury before the Francis Ngannou fight. And I said before that one, that was a mistake. You never count your chickens before they hatch, per se, because things like that can happen. But it's great that we got this fight. No matter how we got it, both guys have came in well prepared. Usyk is coming off of a dominant knockout victory over Daniel Dubois. And before that, we know he beat Anthony Joshua 2 times. Is that the Anthony Joshua that we see right now? No, it isn't. Joshua looks way better than he did back when he fought Usyk a couple years ago. But Usyk still has an impressive resume. Tyson and Usyk both beat Derek Chisora, and now they will face again. They were faced for the first time today. Usyk's 37, coming in as the older fighter. Tyson Fury's 35, but he has had a ton of experience. And Usyk, like I said, is 40 pounds lighter than Tyson Fury in this fight, and he's 6 inches smaller, and he's also 7 inches, 7 inches smaller in the reach department. So there's a lot of advantages for Tyson before you even step in the ring. He has the weight advantage. He has the height and reach advantage, which is he has against mostly everyone that he has fought. Obviously, he didn't have a huge weight advantage against Francis, but still was way taller than him. This is just an unbelievable fight. Like I mentioned at the top, the first undisputed heavyweight bout that we have seen since 1999 will be the first heavyweight undisputed champion of this 4-belt era. I think this, unlike the last huge undisputed title fight, like I mentioned with Crawford, is going to deliver without a doubt. I think this is going to be a phenomenal performance. Right now, Oleksandr Usyk is the plus 100 underdog to the minus 120 Tyson Fury favorite. All the books have it a little bit different. The odds have been going up and down the past couple months since this one was announced. We know this was supposed to take place back in February. Tyson Fury had a brutal cut that he suffered in training camp, so it got rescheduled to today on May 18th. In Saudi Arabia. I'm going to go with the upset. I think Oleksandr Usyk is going to beat Tyson Fury as the underdog in this fight. I know he's smaller. Yes. I know he doesn't have as much power. Yes. But his footwork is better. I think his fight IQ is better. He knows how to work the rounds, and he knows how to win rounds, and he knows how to not just hurt his opponent with one big punch like Tyson may do. He knows how to hurt his opponent by using a lot of different punches and putting a ton of pressure on him, not just in one round, but throughout the later rounds in the fight. I think he's going to get it done in the 9th round. I think it's going to be late. I think it's going to be pretty close until then. And also, I'm going to predict there's going to be a couple knockdowns in this fight before Usyk gets the job done. I think this is going to live up to the hype and more. This is just unbelievable theater. I think this is going to be an unbelievable event. It's Oleksandr Usyk. It's Tyson Fury. It's the undisputed heavyweight champion being on the line for the first time since 1999. Who will win? I got Oleksandr Usyk.